What's up, guys? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So we're doing another weapon revisit today, and this one, oh boy, it is definitely ridiculous compared to before, especially with how the enemy armor and health values have been changed with the recent updates in Warframe. So the weapon we'll be going over today is the Komorex. But before we get into it, definitely check out the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Gaz_TTV. I'd also like to shout out the Twitch viewer that did recommend to me to review this weapon, and that is H2D344. Thank you for recommending this guy, dude. This weapon is ridiculous, and trust me, like, it might look like I'm just fishing for clips in the simulacrum with how crazy it is, but it actually is that nuts. And the reason for that is because this weapon is a sniper rifle, but it's not going to be a sniper rifle you want to use in idle gun fights. This is actually going to be like a mission sniper rifle, and when you fully zoom in with this thing, it's going to give you a viral explosion on the shots. So we have the non-zoom shot going to give us additional punch through and recoil compensation, but if you zoom in even more, it becomes an explosive sniper rifle, and that explosion right there, it does viral damage, so you can actually mod your weapon for viral and corrosive, which they don't give it to us very often for a reason, because viral and corrosive mixed together is absolutely disgusting. So I'm going to show it on some level 170 gunners here with no Riven, also bombards. And keep in mind, like, this thing has low crit chance, but if you can get a Riven to make it have even more crit chance, like a critical chance, critical damage Riven, I'll just show it, okay? I think the gameplay will speak for itself. I am trying to take this into a level 1000 plus mission in the future. We're also going to unpause the enemies just so it'd be like a simulation of what actually happens. Now, to keep in mind, when you have the enemies pause, they do not take additional damage from guns. So don't try to say, like, it's just the gun, or it's just you pausing the enemies that's making them do all this extra damage. No, so as you see, 3 shots, she's basically dead. That's with no Riven, with no Hunter munitions. And that's why viral and corrosive mixed together is really, really stupid. So now that my cat is giving me the orange crit buff, it's not going to even be fair. And it's AoE, as I said. So biggest problem with this weapon is the 3-second reload. So if you want to run a mod like Tactical Reload, which reloads your weapon while it's holstered, or if you want to run something like Prime Fast Hands, I would not recommend running Prime Fast Hands because you don't really have as much space in the build if you're trying to go for a crit build like I would recommend to you. That is a thing. Now let's throw on Hunter Munitions, and I'll show how that goes as well. So we're going to take off some multi-shot here for some potential slash procs when this thing crits. It has 40% crit chance with Point Strike. Additionally, additional fire rate is going to be helpful because if you just take off the fire rate, you'll see how slow the secondary fire becomes. That's me mashing the fire button at max speed, so I do recommend throwing some fire rate just to get your shots off a lot faster. So, well, yeah, when I first reviewed this thing like over a year ago, that's when gas damage was really good, and this thing actually used to be one of the best gas damage weapons in the entire game. So now that gas is just completely dumpstered and not even a thing anymore, viral corrosive combination gonna be your best bet. So if we get an HM proc here, she is donezo. That's with no Riven, 3 shots on that gunner. Now if you throw a Riven on here, I'll show what happens, but basically you're gonna one-shot these guys. That guy's absolutely dead. That guy is not absolutely dead, but going to die pretty soon. And like I said, this is with no Riven on a Hunter Munitions build with a 40% crit chance. They're attacking my cat, not me, so no Avenger procs are going off. There's that 3-second reload for you. Now, when I show the Riven build, just keep in mind that it's doing that much damage. I want to try it against level 1000s. I really do. I want to see how that goes. Now we have Avenger proc. We're getting more consistent crits. That guy's absolutely dead. And this guy is viral proc and corrosive proc from the same shot. We have no viral on the build, as you saw. It gives you the viral built in. So really, really nice stuff there. Both of those builds were great. I do prefer for the no Riven build. I do prefer to run Vigilante armaments. So I'm going to show you this build with no elementals at all. So let's quickly throw that clip on the screen. All right, so this is with no elementals at all. This is live on Twitch. Running a damage and multi-shot Riven with reload speed, and we're running a Bane mod. So that Bane mod's going to make your slash procs and Hunter Munitions do a lot more damage, and I didn't have enough capacity to throw on the fire rate mod, so whatever. This is completely unbuffed. These guys are not taking any extra damage that they're supposed to not be taking, so keep that in mind. And I honestly don't even think that the Rubico could really do this, especially since the Rubico's Rivens have been massively, massively nerfed. And the Komorex Rivens are just, they're not top tier stats, but they're definitely good. Let me take a quick look at the disposition numbers for this thing. As we just mercilessly, this is a raw clip. I'm not trying to deceive you guys here. So it is not extremely consistent at doing this ridiculous slash proc one shot. That is the 40% crit chance in effect. But if you do get a crit chance Riven, enjoy your increased consistency. And yeah, you saw the Bombard. You couldn't even see the slash proc because it was procced, the slash procced, and then he just died. So I do think that would go up to very, very high levels. So Komorex is actually at 1.1 disposition, while the Rubico is at it's at 0.5 disposition, and that is the behind the scenes numbers we're talking about right now. So I'm just going to show you the Riven I just recently rolled here after we're done with this clip. And this, by the way, this is no elemental mods. This is just raw, raw IPS with the built-in viral. So I just rolled this Riven. It's going to be electricity and critical chance with minus ammo. So we have 75% crit chance with point strike and with the critical chance Riven. So you're not going to get 100% crit chance no matter what you do. This is a 2 stat with a negative. That's as high as the critical chance goes, pretty much. But yeah, things like Avenger, and if you have enough space, you can actually throw on Vigilante Supplies over here. Now, the Komorex actually has a built-in ammo mutation, but we're actually just going to use this mod for additional crits. So if I was to form on this thing again, we could actually fit on the Vigilante Supplies. So just keep that one in mind. We potentially could be getting orange crits in that situation. So I'm going to let the Avenger proc as well. Let's actually unequip the cat for simulated in-mission gameplay. I also have a full mission gameplay for you with no Riven, just so you can see how it goes. So yeah, this thing, guys, I'd say if you don't have a Riven for it, go get one before people realize how ridiculous this actually is. So there's a couple shots. Now we have Avenger procced. We are going to get 100% crit chance. It basically just 2 shots them. And if you get a lucky HM proc on their head, they're just dead. So, alright. Bombard's not even attacking. So yeah, I do want to try this in the long mission, as I said. That guy's just dead from the slash proc. That guy's dead from the slash proc. The AoE slash procs aren't extremely powerful, but this thing actually has less damage fall off than most AoE weapons, so keep that one in mind. And I'm being very conservative with these shots. To actually blind her with Wisp, see some big damage. And she's covering her face, so I can't actually headshot her. There we go. Really, really good stuff there. Let's hop into mission gameplay here so we can go over that. And I can talk about some good stats for good stats for Riven on this thing. So I do really personally feel like getting crit chance is going to be one of your most valuable stats because, as you can see right here, 40% crit chance with no Riven, that is just not going to do for consistency's sake. And this thing needs to be hybrid to basically get that ridiculous one shot. As you saw in the first clip, with the No Elementals clip, you actually can one-shot the Gunners and the Bombards with no crit chance Riven. That was a damage multi-shot Riven, but I think we just got pretty lucky there, honestly. So, yeah, your best stat's going to be critical chance, damage, multi-shot. Minus Zoom would be great. Some other negatives that would be great. This thing, like I said, this thing has a built-in ammo mutation, so my minus ammo Riven has been fine. Some other negatives could be plus recoil. Actually, no, plus recoil might be a little bit rough. But at the end of the day, plus recoil is not. It's always a good negative in my opinion, except for weapons like the Gakata. So, yeah. So basically, increasing your crit consistency, increasing your crit damage, maybe even some more stash chance to give you more corrosive procs, more viral procs, things like that. So, yeah, I actually had 2 dual stats on the build for a while, and that was working great. But I actually wanted to fit Hunter missions on my Riven build, so we ended up changing that. So, also, has anyone noticed that the enemies are just standing around and doing nothing a lot more than usual lately? That's been really annoying. I do like to at least feel like the enemies are fighting back in this game a lot of the time, and I just seen a lot of enemies just standing there doing nothing. So that's a little bit immersion breaking. But then again, there's a lot of bugs that are very immersion breaking. It just depends what patch you're on, honestly. So. As you can see, the Wisp buff is shocking enemies in place, making it really easy so we can headshot them with our sniper rifle. And, yeah, I'd say, don't use this on Eidolons. Status effects do nothing to Eidolons. That might change in the future. Hopefully it does. How much fun would it be to magnetic proc an Eidolon with like a nuke core or something, and then annihilate their shield without even having to use Void Strike? That would make casual Eidolon runs a lot better, and it could honestly even just make the hardcore Eidolon fights even better too. So that is something that I know that some of the devs at DE have been talking about, is maybe making Eidolons affected by status, just like Liches got affected by status. So yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, overall, would I recommend this thing to you guys? I think I definitely would recommend this to you guys. It is definitely an underutilized weapon, and for actual missions, it's got good Riven disposition. It's got built-in viral. You can do, like, honestly, the fact you can do viral, corrosive, and heat on this thing is insane. I did try the viral, corrosive, and heat build out. You can still one-shot level 170s with the viral, corrosive, and heat build, but the problem is actually getting enough space for all of these mods to fit on. You're gonna be wanting to run point strike and critical damage, in addition to your multi-shot mod, your damage mod Serration, and I do feel like fire rate is definitely very, very important on this thing, so you really don't have many slots to work with. Fitting on corrosive and heat is going to be a little bit rough. So I actually I bought a couple rivens for this thing today just to test them out. I've got one with heat, critical chance, and critical damage. That allows me to fit corrosive heat on the build with the 100 munitions and everything, and that one was really, really good. I do enjoy that riven. I'm trying to decide which one I actually want to keep for good. I am thinking that the critical chance and electric one is probably going to be the keeper for now. That's the one I most recently rolled. It has a negative to ammo, and the negative ammo really... I've seen worse, let's just say. So, you see right here, these guys are level 80. As long as I hit them like head on, it's a big, it's basically a guaranteed kill. And you can shoot this thing at the ground to get some AoE kills, but the AoE is definitely a lot weaker than a direct hit on the headshot, so keep that in mind. You can also hip fire this thing, but the hip fire is not going to give you that viral explosion, so definitely not the main focus doing hip fire on a sniper rifle. And yeah, I definitely really think this is super fun. It's going to be probably added to my arsenal as a go-to primary, just like the Jack Hussar became a go-to melee for me, as I have it equipped in this mission. So when we can rename primaries in the future, I'm probably going to rename this as something goofy and use it all the time. It's going to basically be, I'm not going to say a Brahma replacement at all, because it's definitely not a Brahma replacement, but it is really, really, really powerful, and I think you should go have some fun with this thing as well. The Rivens, like I said earlier, the Rivens are currently dirt cheap. I have bought a lot of them for really, really cheap today. And there's people that were on the Twitch stream, I think a couple of them have bought some for pretty cheap as well. So, if the price goes up, I'm sorry. I guess more people are checking the channel. I know more people are buying Jack Hussar Rivens nowadays than before, so that's always fun. But yeah, you don't need like I said, you don't need a Riven for this thing to one-shot 170s, but you definitely probably are going to want it just because it's going to give you more crit. Like, the crit consistency is the big problem. If you're having multiple shots only with 40% crit chance, your chances at one-shotting are relatively low compared to with like 60% crit chance or 70% crit chance or things along the lines of that. So yeah, like I said, CC, multi-shot damage, maybe even crit damage. It has a pretty good crit multiplier, honestly, already. And by the way, the non-zoomed in mode, the plus punch through and recoil mode, I really don't like it. It's not the focus of this build at all. But yeah, maybe give this thing a try. Let me know how you like it. It does take a good amount of forma to max it out like this, but hey, at least the new Nova Prime Atomica skin, or the Alamos sniper skin, works on it. It's actually gigantic looking. Like, look at how big this thing is when you don't have the skin on. It becomes like a lot better to look at, in my opinion, without these when you put the skin on. So there you go. That's what it looks like with no skin. And that's going to basically be it for the video, guys. I hope that you found this helpful. Like I said, go get a room for it right away if you want to try this out. If you thought that the one shot in those level 170s was impressive, and yeah, enjoy your weekend. Have some fun. Barrow will be here in a couple days. He'll be here on Friday, so we will see how that goes. And I will talk to you next time. So, peace out, guys. Later.